girl was just drunk and I rejected her. She was just trying to hype me up a little bit. Like, you're
so.
working on a legacy.
Like,
you know.
Well, no, I mean I think, dude, that part about it trips me out, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, because not everybody's working on a legacy.
Yeah.
Not everybody's.
I mean, but in theory, if you want to have a kid, you're working on a legacy.
That's true.
You know,
if you have children, you leave a legacy behind.
I just think that she got lucky as fuck. You know,
Fact.
she's like, you're gonna change the world. Like she said, you're gonna improve social needs in the Bay Area, which is gonna change the world. But you're not gonna get acknowledged for it until you die.
Bro, that's pretty trippy though. Damn, that's a little close
And she
to
was
home.
like, doing all this weird shit, and I was like, keep going. And then she said I had to die. I was like, get the fuck out of here.
For real. I mean, we're all gonna die though. I didn't know.
Right.
Look, I mean, fuck. Eventually, I'm gonna die.
Yeah, but it'd be nice to like just the way she said, like, well, the thing is, a lot of people don't get the recognition they need until he died. Like Nipsey Hussle passed away, and like people found out about him after he was
Facts.
dead.
That's a fact.
He went big after. A lot of people go big after.
Or get bigger even.
Like fucking Young Dolph. You know who Young Dolph is?
Yeah.
That motherfucker just got 10 RRA plaques. Like, fucking 3 years later.
Right,
because
exactly.
people start looking at him and going back and listening to his music.
Start examining him closer.
Check this out, you guys. I need you guys to start listening to this shit now while we're here. Okay, don't wait for us to be gone. But the thing is, this is meant. The crazy thing is, I've always said, hey, this is bigger than life. Like, come down, tell your story, because it can help someone 100 years from now. So when she said that shit, I was like, damn. Why I gotta be dead though? Like, why you gotta tell me that? Usually she was drunk, You can keep that shit to yourself.
Killer threw that cardi on my wrist and he said shine. All these diamonds in this bitch will leave a motherfucker blind. Gotta get the feel of it, said I'm next up in line. Motivation to the city, yeah, they know that it's our time. We was waiting up in line, now the line wait for us. Brother see the hoe in niggas since he put up on them bucks. Suckers showing all their hands, but we know that it's a bluff. Real repty with them niggas finna turn the city up. We just...
Welcome to the Boys to Men podcast.
Good morning, y'all. Good morning.
My name is Randall.
My name is
Murph. And today, it's a different day, I'm a little tired. Slept like 3 hours. Got like 3 shows to do right now.
Savage mode.
Yeah, this guy's about to go to Texas for a fight.
Got a busy schedule, but we're always making time to give back and help out the next generation, though. Always, right, brother?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think it's important to talk about, your standard of living, like your standard of living as a man and how you're going to be ranked. I think, for me, I was never told do A, B, C, D. Like, it was just like turn 18, do what you do, whatever. I was already pretty much an adult by the time I was 15, in my personal opinion. And I just think it's good to dive into those type of things. So today we're going to talk about creating a standard of life. And to me, the standard of life, I was telling this guy at the barbershop, I was like, look, you need to move out so you can see what you need and what you like. So that way you know what you're going to require for a family. Because what happens is a lot of times we don't take care of ourselves as men. And then we get in relationships. Well, we don't fucking matter no more. Once you're in a relationship with a girl and you have kids, you're not the top priority no more. When you're on your own, you're the fucking man. You're the top priority.
Facts.
So it's like, what kind of car do you want to drive? How many rooms do you want to have? How much money do you want into your retirement? Like, all these things matter. And you got to create a standard of living so you can have it by yourself. So that way you're not taking from you to give to them. So it's like, if you need $54,000 to be you, well, to have a child, you need to add another $10,000 to your salary. To get married, you should add another $10,000 to your salary, because $54,000 is your standard of living. Then, your wife's going to come in. You're going to need another 10 grand just to fucking fuck off with her. And then a baby's going to come in. You need another 10 grand just for fucking diapers.
100.
So okay, I make 54. I need to make 74. And we're not taught that. Like, we just kind of, like, for me, I was making $48,000 and I got a family. And guess what? I didn't get nothing that I wanted. The car I drove didn't matter. I couldn't fucking pay for gym courses I wanted to pay for. I couldn't do nothing that I fucking wanted to do. Nothing until now. So it's like, I think it's better to start that way.
Absolutely. Having a roadmap and a plan and an idea from the day you turn 18 is the idealistic way.
Yeah.
Though, I mean, for whatever reason, as young men, we feel like we don't need to listen. But guys, you got to start realizing the dudes that have a decade plus on you, they know things about life that you should really pay attention to, because they're going to help you get to where you need to go.
Yeah, agreed. And it's like, sometimes we need, I was talking to my grandpa and I was like, do you think it's possible for people to learn from people's mistakes, or do they have to go out and make them themselves?
That's a great question.
And it's like he thought you can learn from mistakes, and I think you can too if you're willing to listen.
Absolutely.
And sometimes you don't want to listen to your parents. I think sometimes, you watch your parents do the total opposite of what they're telling you. So like, man, fuck that. But when you see like, some other people, or like even like Dwayne Johnson tell you to do something, oh, well, it's The Rock. Like, look at him. I'm going to listen to it. So like, I think it is possible. What's your take on that?
I definitely do, but I think it takes a humble person.
Right.
Right? I mean, because obviously every man goes out there and learns from his own mistakes, but you can avoid the mistake. It's going to save you time.
Right. And
we
money.
talk about, money and time is precious. I mean, you can't get that back. So, man, learning how to listen to the men who came before you, who have the knowledge, man, soak it in. It's going to help you out.
And I'm going to put you guys on with a little secret. The things that our parents did and the things that we're doing, you're not going to be able to do or get by on. It's going to be a super competitive world in the next 10, 15, 20 years and beyond. So I would skip the fucking financial mistakes, the children mistakes, and try to just jump into you, because it's going to be it's already competitive. And like, for instance, a lot of this stuff to me is bullshit. I pulled this stuff off of Capital One. I'm going to go with statistics. I got Capital One because everyone has Capital One credit card, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's pretty basic information that you can't dispute. Like, okay, if they're saying that this is the median ranges and stuff, then let's go with this. But I think this is wrong. Totally wrong, and it's not going to fucking work if this is what you strive for, but we're going to use the facts with our opinions. So the first thing I wrote down is things you should do in your 20s. Now, the things you should be doing in 20 is not searching for love and not having a family. Like, can we occur to that?
100%.
All right.
100%. I think in your 20s is the perfect time for you to be acquiring a skill that's going to make you monies in your 30s, 40s, and 50s.
Right. So the first thing you should be doing is purpose. Purpose and a skill, because sometimes you might not find purpose till you're 30. So find a skill, something you like to do. You're going to have to experiment and try different things. So get out there, get on your grind.
Yep.
Let's start grinding.
Let's start grinding.
And, of course, there's going to be women involved. So, like, date, learn. So that way when you do find someone later on, you know how to treat them. So learn how to court women, date women, smash women, all those fun things.
Yep.
And I think this is the time to fuck shit up.
100%, bro. Yeah, take the risk now.
Yeah, I
Take
think this is the
risk right
perfect
now.
time to fuck shit up. I was making a walk and talk yesterday, and I was saying it's okay to get in trouble when you're young, but what's wrong is when you do it when you have a family. And, when I got in my trouble with the law as a child, it didn't fucking matter. It only affected me. But when I got DUI as an adult, my children were affected. I lost custody. So it's like, do your mistakes young. If you're going to do anything, if you want to experiment with anything fucking stupid, you need to do that shit from 20 to 24.
100%, bro.
Yeah. And,
100%.
I used to say you can fuck up from 20 to 30, but for this podcast, boys, man, you got from 20 to 24, 18 to 24 to fuck some shit up.
Yep.
So if you want to try some experiment with some shit, go for it. This is where you're gonna learn I think you said it a long time ago. The habits, the things you do young is the man you become later, or some shit
Absolutely.
like that.
It's the habits that you create when you're young that carry you into becoming the man that you're destined to be later.
Jackpot. We got a new sound effect, you guys. When someone says something's
Let's go.
cool, we're going to go with the jackpot. Money, baby.
That's money.
All right, so 20 to 24, you should live it up and stay single while finding purpose. So it's not going to be a huge party, but it's going to be a part of it. Let's say you're in college and you're in school Monday through Friday. Turn up on Saturdays. These are the times to do it.
That's necessary.
Right.
It's life experience.
Yeah.
These are things you're gonna learn a lot of lessons out there in that craziness that
Yeah.
you're gonna be able to either pass on to other people or just you're gonna be more solid from it. So get out there.
Yeah. And I think, it's fucked up because if we were talking to women, I'd give different advice. This is boys to men. Like, I know we do have women followers, but you want to live life too, but you have to understand that we become our prime later in life. And,
Facts.
the most pretty and the most fertile a woman can be is in her youth.
Yep.
And, yeah, of course you're going to be beautiful your whole entire life. What I'm saying, you're going to attract, let me rephrase that. Your abilities to attract the highest value man will be in your youth.
Oh yeah, your sexual marketplace value
Right.
is when you're a woman it's highest from 18 to 25.
Right.
For many reasons, but obviously, like Randall was just saying, you're at your most fertile.
Yeah.
And every successful man, first thing he's looking for is, can he create that legacy and start the family? So
Right. And as men, we're going to get in our, I feel like I'm barely tapping into my prime. I'm 36 this year. I'm like, give me 4 more years. I'm about to be my financial strategy.
Right.
I'm gonna have all this money making it by itself. Like I got a plan. I just gotta do the footwork.
That's right.
So for men, like it's good to experiment. And then I think as a man, you need to tame yourself younger. So it's like you should sleep with a couple of chicks. You should go have fun, party it up. Because like I said, when you do it when you're older, you're gonna fuck some shit up. Like you run the risk. Like I see dudes 30 living it up at 30, and it's like you run the. Let me rephrase that. Running the risk of getting in trouble at 30. You know what I mean? Like you want to level up your mindset as you grow with your age. So it's like the things that you're doing are going to start taming down because you already did it. So go out and experience women, experience fun, experience alcohol, experience all those cool things. And get that shit out of your system because it's a different ball game at the age of 25. You should be thinking differently. So do you have anything you want to add on to 18 to 24?
No, I think Randall said it perfectly. Get it out of your system because every year after that, you have more to lose, guys.
Yes.
So you have a lot more to lose every year of life. So get it out of your way, gain the experience, and move on.
And also an income goal. We should give guys income goals from 18 to 24. So I'm going to go with the statistics that I found on Capital One. It says the median salary for men by the age of 34 is $52K. And I think that's going to be a low goal to set for yourself. And this is statistic. The thing people think we make as men as a whole, United States, people don't make as much money as the social media shows it to be. A lot of people can drive a fucking brand new BMW and make $40,000 a year. So these put this perception out, but in reality, the statistics show that the average salary at the age of 34 is $52,000 a year. And that's like equates to like $22 an hour, $23 an hour. No, I'm sorry, it's a little higher, like $26 an hour. Which is, that's you can get that now. So what these things is like before. So when I was coming up, that was good, but now turning 34, if you turning 34 to if you're 20 now and then you're turning 34 in 14 years, that's not a good goal. That's what I'm trying to say. So right now you can get by with that. I think that's a good goal from the ages of 18 to 24.
Oh, definitely.
To strive for $50,000 a year.
Definitely. I mean, I heard Kevin Samuels talk about for every year of life, you should be making $1,500 for that year.
Right.
So at 18, I think it's like $27,500.
Yeah.
And then adding on $1,500 a year with each year of life. But again, that's setting the bar low.
Right.
Don't set the bar low. I mean, set the bar high.
As long as you're progressing. So I think that if
definitely.
you start at 16 at minimum wage, and then at 18 you jump up $1, and then at 20 you jump up $1, and you're striding, and the hammer on the nail is purpose. You can disregard this shit if you're doing your purpose because money's gonna come when you do what you love. If you're working a job to get by and stuff like that, then you want to stride for income levels. I think that's solid, right?
That's solid.
Because if you like, 100%. For instance, I went to school to do exercise science. My partner at the time didn't support the job that I got. I got jobs where I had to take a pay decrease. And she wasn't with it. I was 27 years old, and I was gonna take a pay cut to go follow my dreams in the gym. She didn't support that, but I was like, "Look, this is what I want to do. I'm gonna take a pay cut to increase my salary." A couple years later, they put out a job for $80,000 in the same place, and I was like, "That was mine." God was blessing me because I took the pay cut to $15 an hour, so I was gonna go from $26 to $15, and I was like, "It doesn't matter. It's benefited. They made this. It was a government job in the gym. They made it for me." And I was gonna take that, and then by the time I left there, they had a job for $86,000 in the gym as a manager.
Man,
and if I would have just got it and stayed in there and did my job, I would have got that job making that money in a fucking government gym. I would have been set. That's good money with benefits. It's not based on sales. It's based on helping the military. So it's not like I got to go selling things like, hey, if you're in the military, you come to this gym, I'll train you. I get a salary no matter what. And my partner at the time didn't want to support the $15. So that's why I want you guys to make better decisions and make sure people support you. So if you can get a job at Tesla making $30 an hour, but your purpose is paying you $18, I say go with your purpose.
Oh, yeah, all day long. Follow your purpose because, like we were just saying, eventually that's going to lead to more because your heart's in it. And when your heart's in it, people feel the love of what you're doing and the passion for what you're doing coming off of it.
Yeah.
And I think that increases your value off the top versus a job that you don't really want to be at. You don't have that same energy flowing. But at the same time, use the job you're at to try and fund your passion. Invest that money and use it wisely.
Yep.
Don't make it all for nothing. So
Bingo. And I think a lot of times we do make this good money, you know, and that's why I'm putting this information out there, because I don't want people to get stuck in the sauce, you know, selling for a job that pays more and then hating life 10 years later. The woman leaves them, or whatever the fuck whatever the reason why you hate your life later on. I don't want that. Follow your purpose, especially while you're young, because that can help you stay without kids, without fucking, you know, all these liabilities. Because remember, we have to work these jobs till we die, because we liabilities. You know, you'll go get the nicest car possible, get the fattest house possible, get the nicest stuff possible, and all this stuff you have to maintain it. So now you have to work. You know, if you're in your purpose, you can literally probably rent a room for 600 somewhere, 700, whatever, 800, and get by. You know, and like, you know, I'm in my purpose. Yeah, I don't have a house, but I'm renting a room. I'm single. I can do that. You know, it's not like I got a family. It only counts against you when you have a family. You know.
yeah, that's the truth, bro.
Yeah.
Plus, I mean, like you were saying, the money, eventually you're going to get tired of it when your health starts to deteriorate, relationships, your hair's falling out, you're getting fat. Like, I think a massive part of life is quality of life. And sometimes money doesn't always determine the quality of life.
Jackpot. You know, it's a trip, because I lived in Newman, California, and that's why I've experienced depression. And I was paying $600 and living in a garage like this. I had a studio, had a door, bathroom. I thought it was dope, but I lived in a place I hated. There was no windows, and I would just sit in the dark and drink, and I got depressed. And I was just like, hey, I had nothing. I felt like I had nothing to live for. I didn't have custody of my kids. I wasn't doing nothing fun that I wanted to do. Like, I just was, I thought depression was a joke until I experienced it. So it's not a joke. And our poor decisions can put you in depression by, you know, not pursuing purpose. You always got to find something to pursue. So let's jump up. Okay, so now you went from 18 to 24. You're making a goal of $50,000 or whatever. As long as you're making progress, you're making progress. But these are just our opinions. Now you're 25. What should we be doing from 25 to 30?
Still on our purpose, but just higher goals, expecting more.
Yeah.
30 is a magic number, because once you turn 30 as a man, people stop really treating you like a kid.
Yeah.
So from 25 to 30, I would say just growing up, trying to become the most reliable, most punctual man, be on time. Start working on the little things that are going to help you take that jump at 30 that separate you, man. Punctuality is a big one. We talked about it last week. You should be dressing better. You should be, you know, looking better.
And just real quick, your punctuality you should be working on at 18.
Absolutely.
You should, because you can't, sometimes, like,
Let's clarify that.
Yeah, if you wait until you're 20, you might not be able to fix that problem.
Facts.
So at 18, you should be punctual.
Absolutely.
So those are more of a like a attitude in a way. Like, you should be on time, bro. Like, you should be on time. You shouldn't be leaving late. Like, you should do that at 18.
Absolutely.
That's a part of being an attractive, high value guy. I hate using that word. Attractive man on purpose, because you can't show up late, especially if you want to be an entrepreneur and shit like that.
There's power in that, though, man. When I think now that I'm in management and I do things higher up, I look at the guys who are early, or the guys who are always on time, clients are never waiting on them, things like that, man. Those are the people that you learn to value, and those are the people you want to help move up when given an opportunity. So it's the little things.
Yeah. I think at the age of, you know, between the ages of 25 and 28, you should be dying out of that party stage. You know, that's the huge thing I wanted to chime in on. You know, so I advised it at 18 to 24 to live your life and shit. At 25 to 28, before you hit 30, you should be getting that out of your system. Now, it's just going to change. You're still going to have fun. You know, instead of going to the club, you don't go to, you know, comedy clubs. Instead of going to, you know, the club with all the chicks, you're going to go, you know, more to
wine tasting, stuff like that.
Jumping out of plane, like just fun stuff that fits your age. Like, it's funny because, you know, I'll go to clubs to record artists, and I'm like, fuck, I hate this shit. Like, all these little kids, like, you know, they're fucking young. Like, I'm just sitting there like the old head. I'm like, this makes me feel old as shit. You know what I mean? Even though they think I'm their age, I'm like, I feel old just being here. Like, just being here makes me feel like I'm an old head. Like, yeah, what's up, old head? Like, what's up, dude? Like, OG, triple OG. I'm like, fuck, man, I ain't triple OG yet, man.
For real.
But, like, yeah, you grow out of that phase. Like, there's a point in life where I love the club. There's a point in my life where I love going and look at ass, you know, but now it's like, even if I were single, I wouldn't go to the club. Like, you got me fucked up thinking I'm about to go to a club at my age now.
Hey, you know what fucks me up, though, man? And I know plenty of dudes who are still doing this, man. They're damn near 40 or already in their 40s, and they're still going to the club.
Yeah.
Still out there wild and acting like they're young men.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, yeah, you hold it down during the week and you might even go to your job, but man, what are you out there celebrating all the
Yeah.
time? You're
Yeah.
wasting time and money.
Yeah.
I mean, drinking's expensive, man.
It is.
I mean, I stopped drinking at 30.
Yeah.
And man, I could tell you what, man, when I was drinking and going out and partying, I would disregard my money and my
Yeah.
budget, and man, I would blow it. I'd spend it all.
Blow it. You go the whole week saving money just to blow it at the club. And, I want to tap into this. So if your job is, something where, like 50 Cent, for instance, I love him. He's one of my internet role models. He don't even drink, but he goes there because it's for appearances. He has to sell himself. He has to brand himself. So it's like at a point in time, if your job is something that's in those lines, even sometimes influencing, like you're going to have to go show up to go sell. Let's say we open up a fucking alcohol. We start a fucking just you tequila. Well, we gonna have to go to the club maybe. Like, okay, where do people buy tequila at? The clubs. All right, so let's go promote this real quick, short faces, and get the fuck out of here. So if it's your job to do that and it's your purpose, then disregard this. If you're a promoter, club promoter,
100%.
DJ, artist, anything like that, disregard this. But if your purpose is outside of that, you should start outgrowing this phase.
100%,
because you really are going to be I start to notice we the old heads there because everyone there is probably like 25 living their life.
Yep.
Where that's fun for them. Like, what you doing this weekend? Girl, I'm going to Club Tit. Oh, you going to Club Tit? I'm going to Club Tit. Yeah, Ray say he's going to go there too. Yes, meet them and get a table. Hey, y'all want to go half on the table? Yeah, let's go half on the VIP table and feel like we hot shit with bottles. Like, yeah. That shit ain't fun no more at my age.
No, it ain't, man.
Yeah.
Looking rich for a night or saving your money and eventually being rich one day, you decide.
Yeah. I mean, so I went to a club with my wife. Like, I'll go to more sophisticated clubs. Like, we went to one from San Francisco. It was upscale. Like, we weren't the only older people there. You can tell.
It's tasteful, right?
Yeah, tasteful. It was nice.
nightclub,
Like, it was like this old sex place, slave-looking place. It was a trip.
That's
And we
dope.
had a table, and we were just chilling. Like, it was a nice vibe. Like,
It's tasteful.
And, yeah, it wasn't like sitting here like this and this and that. Like, we had it was different.
Yeah, loud music.
Yeah.
People dancing on drugs
Yeah,
and
yeah,
alcohol. And, man,
The
the older you get, the more tasteful you become. I mean, we
bingo.
can easily say
I like that. I
Yeah,
like that word. So, do things that are more tasteful.
Absolutely.
Another thing, you should be any mistake you made in your 20s, your young age, you should be correcting before you're 30. So it's like, from the ages of 18 to 24, you're going to fuck some shit up. And if you did fuck some shit up, or you fucked your credit up, or you got in trouble, like anything like that, you want to start nipping that in the bud so that when you hit 30, you got a new page. So that's chapter. We're working to the chapter of 30, because it's a different ball game. I can't be nice to you at 30. I can be nice to you right now, and this advice. But when you hit 30, we going to turn it up with how we talking to you. So just enjoy these years right here in this level. Start working to fix this shit, because as soon as we say the word dirty 30, we're going to change our whole perspective
Shit
on how we
gets
talk to
real
you.
at 30.
Yeah.
Shit gets real. So.
Yeah. So I just want to throw a statistic out here. It says that under 25% of all men Americans make under $100,000 a year. Only 25% of us men tap into that six-figure income. And that's like, it's kind of scary, because most of us are partying. We're living that life, and it's like we look like it, because you can see some people who look like it, but it's like these are statistics from Capital One. You can pull them up yourself. Under 25%, and the statistic in 2020 was 13%. So people are making more money now, and that's what we want to do. Is where everyone is like, because to me, it's not about how much money you make; it's about being stable. And to be honest with you, I don't know if you can really be stable with a family making $50,000 a year. It's rough here. Now in Idaho or some shit, like you can do that.
Different story for sure.
But I just want to make sure we're putting stuff in perspective for you guys, because I don't want you to take from you. So, make your standard of life, have your shit together
100.
to where, I'm straight, because we'll have to do another episode, but 50-50 never works. I'm going to just tell you that.
No,
so you want to be on your own. You don't want to have to be like my first marriage, it was 50-50. When that shit went bad, I was basically homeless. You know what I mean? So it's like, now this is my house. This is my wife's house too, but my name's on this lease, and it's ours together to where like, well, it's ours. We got to figure it out. Man, my name wasn't on that lease. I did some stupid shit. No one put me up on game. I left my apartment to go live with her because she had the bigger place.
Yeah, that's rough.
8 years later, guess what? Boom. I start all over. I didn't have shit. And I had my own house.
Yeah, man. This Silicon Valley, though, if you guys are listening out here in Silicon Valley, It's a different mindset. It's different hustle, man. Even if you're doing good, man, I'm working multiple jobs all the time, always just trying to get ahead. So the hustle's got to be turned up. If you're listening locally, y'all turn up the hustle in Silicon Valley.
I mean, California in general. I mean, honestly, if you look at the map of houses, like, go on Zillow, everywhere's at $200,000 minimum to buy something. It's not cheap. Nothing's under 200 no more.
Nothing's cheap no more.
No.
Nothing.
No. So it's like the mindset is the hustle in general. You got to get your money right and just be financially stable.
Absolutely.
That's all you want to do is be financially stable. And you should know, like, if your purpose is paying for a studio apartment, then don't mess it up by adding a family to that. You want, if that's the goal, so once you reach everything, then you're going to have to figure out a way to, like, get to that next level, because I'm telling you, you don't want to be dependent on a woman.
No, you don't.
So you don't want to be like, I got a studio. Well, she got the house, so I'll just go live with her and get a bit. No, you don't want to do that. It needs to be both of yours. So you both
100%.
need to leave y'all spaces collectively and go somewhere together. That's okay, but if I'm gonna tell you this now: don't ever leave your studio apartment to go live with a woman. Don't do that.
Oh hell no! I agree with that one big.
Because then if something goes wrong, what do you have?
You're out. You're the one who's gonna be out.
Yeah. Now it's like, even if something goes wrong and it's yours, you still have a foot and ground to stand on. To where it's like, look, we gonna have to share. You're gonna go live in the living room, or I'll go sleep on the couch, but I'm not leaving until I get in a new place.
Until I get on my feet.
Yeah, we'll separate in this house because it's both of yours, and you have that right. But when you leave your shit and you go somewhere and you don't worry about the lease and stuff like that, you gone, motherfucker.
Yeah, you're gone, man. Basically now you're reliant on her.
Yeah.
Letting her have everything under her name. You're the one who's gonna lose when everything goes to shit. So
Yeah.
Stay solid and understand the rules of engagement when getting into any type of relationship.
Yeah. So that's the whole point. Standard of life. Don't ever leave your space. If you want the family, like, damn, I'm making this much money. I got this much fuck off money. I got this much retirement money. Do I really want a relationship? You're going to question it. Like, do I really want to fuck this up? Can I have more rent? Because, like, I was living in a 2-bedroom apartment, got married, had to get a house, but I knew that was coming. I'm like, okay, if I get with this girl, she has a kid, I have kids, we're not going to fit here. We used to live in the apartment for a year. We lived in that apartment for a year, then we got a house. I knew that was coming. Like, I already knew, I accepted that. I started looking immediately, like, hey, we got to get a bigger place. We're going to make this work. So it's like, you guys need to realize that you're going to be fucking up your shit if you have a studio. Because I think it's okay for a young man to have a studio apartment. You don't need all that space. No. I've been seeing dudes buying homes just to buy homes. I'm like, bro, what you need all that for?
No, you don't. Yeah, especially if you don't got a wife and kids, man. Just take care of your space, but keep it clean. Keep it simple. Don't over bring shit into your house. Don't be one of those hoarders. Keep your shit as orderly as possible, and
there's just so many other things to do financially than to live in a castle, pay all them bills, and you don't need it.
You don't need it. That's stress.
Like,
that's stress. That's
now, unless you're renting it out, and that's another business too. Maybe I'm getting off subject. We'll talk about that later.
But hey, real quick, let's just touch on the fact, and me and you talk about this all the time. Like, there's no greater motivation than necessity. Right? We talk about that all the time. So you're always going to do what's necessary. So like Randall's saying, he got married and he knew his girl had kids, and it's the necessity that drives a man. When you know that you have to do what's necessary to make it, you're going to do what it takes. Right. So believe in yourself, believe in your instincts, man, and do what's necessary. Work your ass off.
Yeah. It's funny because yesterday I made a video and I was like, the average man works 40, sleeps for 56. And I thought about that for a while when I was walking. I was like, that's bullshit. Like, motherfuckers are sleeping more than they're working?
Bro, you gotta hit that button for that one, bro. That was a gem right there. That's money in the bank.
Yeah.
Right. That was money in the bank, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, like, motherfuckers are sleeping more than they're working.
That's fucking crazy to me.
Yeah. So I did my statistics, man. I'm like, nah, that ain't me. I sleep 40.5 hours a week. I work 63 hours a week, not including my purpose and stuff like that. And it's like, okay, I'm glad I'm out there. But at one point in time, I did work 40 hours. I don't know if I slept 56 hours. I don't know if I ever slept 8 hours a day. But I did only work 40 hours, for a while, and then I realized it's not enough. There's just not it's too much leisure time. You have too much time to fuck up. And that's what I really think it is. Sometimes it's not even about money, because you'll find some people who make work 15 hours. They have a business. They do 15 hours a week, but the other time they're doing other things, meaning they have some type of a passive issue. They're doing something with their
Something
time.
productive.
Right. So you might not have to work to, because let's say you made $300 an hour being a therapist. You're not going to work 40 hours, clearly, but you're not going to go fuck off the time either.
No, hell no. Empty mind is the devil's office, bro. If you're sitting around overthinking, overdoing that, you're bound to get into something dark. So stay on the move.
Definitely going to be drifting away. All right, so now you're 30 years old. Happy birthday.
30-30.
Celebrate it up. You live it up. The next day comes up. So now it's a different ball game.
Yep. The way I approach 30, man, when I turned 30 is I already knew I had to do something different at 30 than I was doing in my 20s. So I was like, you got to evaluate. There's things at 30 that you should be able to shave off doing that you already know you can't do anymore because your 30s are different than your 20s. Yeah. Not only physically, but people are looking at you differently. You're expected now to have some shit figured out. So you better figure it out.
Yeah.
Shave off the unnecessary and keep it moving.
You should definitely be out of the fun, that party shit phase by then. And unless it's your job. And I think you should be thinking about your retirement. So when you're 30, that's when you should start taking your retirement serious. You should do that when you're 20, but I can't tell you that. No one's really going to fucking listen to that advice. If I say, hey, at 18, start worrying about retiring. Okay. At 30, you should start really hammering in that retirement. Thinking about, okay, do I really want to work till I'm 70 years old? These say that middle age is 50. I firmly disagree. I believe that we're middle-aged.
Absolutely.
Because the average person doesn't live past 80.
Facts. I think I've already lived half my life. And
yes.
I've come to terms with that already. And
yeah. So it's like, now it's about, legacy. You definitely want to start looking towards that journey of, helping people, putting, just doing something productive and meaningful for your community. I think is important at 30. You can do that while you're young too, but as you shift out of that fun stage, you got to find shit to do too. So this is my fun stuff. Like, you would think I was at the club all night, because I'm tired, but I wasn't. I was working. This is my club. This is my club Burton. You know what I mean? This is what I do for that part of that field, because I don't go out. I don't do that shit because I'm 36 this year. I think just hammering in to your retirement, really thinking about that, like, what am I going to do with this money? How, if you have kids by then, like, how am I setting them up? That's really big to me. That's really what I'm focused on right now is my children. And even if I didn't have kids, I would be focusing on my future children. Like, okay, how can I set them up to even be better? Because I think, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I had kids at 26. I thought that was a good age. I can look you in the camera and tell you right now, I wasn't a good dad until I was 32. And I love my kids, and I was, from the outside looking in, I was a good dad. But mentally, I didn't understand what it was to be a father until I was like 32 years old. So I fucked up my kids' beginning of their life, if I look at it that way. Even though I didn't, but what I'm saying is, like, I had them young. I wasn't mentally prepared. Now, I'm 36, so for 4 years, I think I've been a great father. Like, I'm proud of myself.
You are a great
Before,
father.
It was like, yeah, I was there, I was doing this, doing that, but I wasn't, like, even thinking about them, their future, anything like that. I was like, you're here, okay, I'm going to get you diaper, I'm going to do my job, but now it's like, okay, my job's not here, this is your job. Your job is the now, my job is your future. So, like, I'm thinking for them, like, your job is to think, hey, if you fall, you fall, like, this is you live in here, I'm going to guide you. But I got to be thinking about your head, because you can't think that way yet. So it's like I had to fucking like dive into that, and I wasn't ready for that. I just wasn't. I don't think I was a good father. I mean, even though I was, I don't know if I'm making sense. The way that I think for them now is like, this is your life.
You just think deeper now.
Yeah, that's what,
You just think deeper on it.
And I think that I should have been doing that when I was younger, but you don't know those things. So it's like, I just want you guys to, at 30, it's going to start clicking for you. That's what I'm trying to say. When you hit 30, I think something happens inside of you where you just look at life differently.
So true.
And it's like a good age. I think 30 is a great age to have children.
Yeah. I'm 37. I'm 38 this year, and I'm just starting to feel like, all right, I want to be a father in the future. And so, yeah. I
think that's the best feeling when you want. You're like, okay, I'm ready for that. I got this, I got this, I got this. I'm ready to do that. I don't think I was there till 32. but I already had kids. So it's like, a lot of men are like that, where they have their kids, they do it, but they're not really doing their best foot forward, where, you can actually give that child the best life possible. And you just got to look in the mirror and be honest with yourself. I was 32 years old.
Man, that's great. That's great knowledge and advice, bro. It really is.
So at 35, it's a different ball game. You jumped up a few 5 years. So I hope, at 30, like, okay, you know what? I was spending this $500 doing this. I'm taking this $500. I'm gonna invest it. Okay. Now at 35, you've been investing money since you're 30, and you're gonna reevaluate your life and just make another plan for the next 5 years. I got a 5-year plan on what I'm doing, and I'm just trying to get to 40. That's really the goal, and to reassess. You can't reassess every year. At this age, you kind of gotta let the shit flow.
Yep, I agree. You gotta get up every day and just worry about the day. Don't overthink. Don't worry about yesterday.
Yeah.
Forget about tomorrow. It's not here yet. Just get up and do your best today.
Yeah.
Go through the motions and have the right mindset and work ethic, man. And that's why I love Randall and Alex, man, because these guys drive me all the time. These guys push me.
Wow.
So get around folks, especially as you get older, man, who are gonna elevate your thought process and your routine. So
Yeah.
I thank my bros for that,
Yeah. Same here, man. It's good to have solid people at this age. I think this is the age where that shit is more valued too. Because the people that you were running the club with might fall off. When I was a funner guy, a more fun guy, I had a lot of friends. Now I got like
Same,
3 or
brother.
4. You know what I
Same.
mean? Like
Same.
They kind of just twinkle off because some people are still doing the same shit. Some people are doing something that I don't want to do, and I might be doing something they don't want to do. So it's like, but your ride or dies are always like a lot of them, dude, I'm telling you, like the first season guests, they're all my solid friends. People that I ain't talked to in years. I'm like, hey, this is what I'm doing. Like, hey, I want to be a part of that. I feel you. Like, I respect you. I'm proud of you. I'm coming down. Driving hella far away, to come help me do this because those are my real friends.
That's right.
Just because I don't see them every day don't mean I can't text them for something and they can't text me for something. Those are solid people who, you're always going to be in their lives. You can be 6 years old, but hey, you remember me? Like, I'm talking to one dude, my boy, what's up, Christian? He's on just Instagram. We went to school together and we grew apart, but like, no matter what, we can have this conversation on the internet. Like, I miss those days. I'm
That
like, man,
bond never goes anywhere.
yeah,
right?
it never goes nowhere. You spent your whole childhood with these kids, and you never got in trouble, like fights or anything like that. So it's like, yeah, I know you, the internet, you see them, doing goofy stuff, you say and I think that's the best thing about social media
100%.
is keeping up with the people from the past.
100%, bro.
Like people that you didn't mean to separate from, you just moved away.
Life happened.
That word,
Yeah.
and because some people I cut off. I'm like, I ain't fucking with you. So I don't care if I meet you in 20 years. I'm nah. And I might see you, like, yeah, well, hey. I'm like, nah, I cut them off. Mentally, it's done. 'Cause I gotta make it. God will not send you the right people if you're holding on to the bad people. So,
Fact,
like,
brother.
God's not gonna put the good people that you need in your life if you're still holding on to those bad relationships.
You gotta hit that button on that one, bro. That's just money right there.
Yeah. So, it's funny because when I hear you guys say shit, I always hit it, but I never hit it for myself.
Man, that was money though, man. That was money.
Yeah. But that's the truth. And the same thing with like relationships. Like you can be with a bad woman or a bad man, bad partner. I'm gonna start doing that. Because this is boys to men, but something can be generalized, and that I'm gonna start generalizing information that can be, and then specifically saying men. When it's specifically to men. But that can be general. You need a good partner because if you have a bad one, God can't send you the right one.
Facts.
People hold on to these badass relationships for so long. I think we talked about that in like first episode. It's like,
so
why?
true. So true.
And you gotta get rid of them. And it's
Got to.
like that's the only way you're gonna get blessed with the right people, the right one.
Facts.
Sometimes the things that you want, you're not gonna get until you remove something.
Facts.
I think of life that way. Like, it's like last night when I was talking about the girl who gave me that future phone. I'm like, damn. What am I supposed to take from this? Because she bumped into me for a reason. She predicted my future out of everyone's. Like I was like, well, what about Ivan? She didn't say anything. She just walked away. Like I don't know if she got a bad I don't know why. Or if she's just faking it. But I'm like, God wanted me to hear what from this. Because I truly believe that. Like I'm like, okay, I meant you for a reason. And I think the thing that we have to what's her name? Lala from she was with Camilo Anthony. She said people have expiration dates. I don't want to steal that, so I got to quote who said it. I heard that. I'm like, damn, I need to write that down.
Fucking truth.
She said, people have expiration
Fucking
dates.
truth.
And I'm like, damn. Because you meet someone, you think you're supposed to hold on forever. But eventually, like milk, that shit expires.
Right.
And there's
Their
nothing wrong with
season
that. You
ends.
just, hey, later.
Their season ends in your life.
Yeah.
And you just move on. But don't you feel like another thing, man, in your 30s, you do a lot better of a job at not running past red flags that people throw
Oh,
up.
bingo.
You do a lot better job at just, especially when it comes to getting into a relationship or a serious business partnership or friendship. Man, we just get better at reading the red flags and the
Yeah.
signs. So that's a big part of maturing
Yeah.
and growing up too.
Yeah.
Is you just see through people a lot more clearly.
Yeah, and because I was gonna say that wisdom. So I used to think this until I got older. The only thing that comes with age is grown man strength and wisdom.
Facts.
Because there's something about as you get older, you just get strong. Like I know, like small older guys, their hands. I'm like, damn, it's the
Facts.
pain in their hands and all the shit they've touched. They're just strong, like grown man strength. Like and I was a bodybuilder, like 25 years old, and I told this guy, I'm like, man, you got grown man strength. Like, what the fuck does that mean? I'm like, I can just feel it. Like, you're just strong. Like, there's something about you. I want to be like you. Like, I hope to have that when I'm older. And I'm all this big dude. He's all small. And then he's like, I get what you're saying. He's like, I understand. He's like, I just been through a lot. I'm like, I can feel it. I can feel it. And that's why I want that grown man strength. And but I took away wisdom because just because you old doesn't mean you wise. So
Facts.
wisdom does come with age, but if you ain't doing nothing with your life, then
It also comes with damage.
Yeah.
Right. So
I think you gotta earn that wisdom because I used to say that automatically, and like we might have something, but you're not wise.
Facts, bro.
If you're not doing
Facts.
something with your life, and like just because you're 60 doesn't mean that you're gonna have wisdom from me. So I had to reevaluate that because like I used to only kick you with older people.
Facts.
Just to fucking soak up game, and then
That's
some
the
people are
truth.
like, man, I'm already past you, bro.
Right, this cat's
No
still
offense,
thinking-
like
still in the
let
past,
me
stuck
go.
in the
Yeah, yeah. So I had to remove that. So you get grown man strength automatically. I think you get that no matter what. But as far as the wisdom, you got to earn the wisdom.
100%, man. With damage and with mileage comes wisdom. So
Yep.
you can't always put an age on that.
Right. All right. So I think that is a good conversation. Standard of living. You start off at 18. That's when you become a man, and you keep growing. Every year, getting better. It's better to make your mistakes while you're younger, and progress in life. Create your standard of life. Figure out your wants and needs.
And have a plan. Have a plan as early as possible. Have a plan.